We can make this short if you want to, because I'll just say I don't know, I don't know, and I don't know. Now, if you have any question that can't be answered by that, it'll really be something. But we're as happy as we can possibly be. We're 179 degrees away from where we were after the UAB game. Friday's practice was really good. Still chewed them out during the course of practice. Last night when we got here, first time ever, made them continue looking at tape for the UAB game for almost an hour last night. We told them at that point then the UAB game was over with. We had already given them a scouting report on Michigan State, but we emphasized Michigan State today. We were really good. Just tell you that's exactly the way I felt. We were active. We were disciplined on the offensive end. We were active on the boards. We were aware of what was going on offense, much more so than we have been. Rebound battle when you're playing Tom's teams is always a big-time battle, I believe. Rebounding is extremely, extremely important. I think he does as well. I would have to think over the last 10 years that Michigan State and North Carolina have been two of the at worst 5 best defenses in the country for a 10-year period, and we wanted to emphasize that. They're really a gifted team, but we were very fortunate tonight. That's the bottom line. We made some shots that we haven't been making in the first half. That gave us a little confidence. I told them the same thing at halftime today that I did against Louisville, is that we were tied both times, and I said we didn't play great, but we can play a heck of and we can play a heck of a lot better in the second half. You look down our chart, we have 5 guys in double figures. We had a lot of guys that were involved in it. Out-rebound them 49-38. We shoot 52% in the second half, and they shoot 31%. Tom's club missed some shots that they normally make, and we defended around the rim. That's one thing we've been doing better this year, blocking shots, than we did last year. But Bryce and Kennedy gave us a big lift off the bench offensively, and I think both of them were even better, a little better defensively than have been. And then I just thought that JP and Nate Britt really stepped up. It wasn't just the Marcus Page show today, even though I thought the first 3 or 4 minutes of the second half was crucial, and he had either 5 or 7 points early in the second half. Got it tied, and Bryce got 2 baskets in a row, and then JP got a couple there as well. And we didn't exactly set the world on fire from free throw line, but we made enough and got a couple of stops on the other end.
Coach, excuse me, you said Friday's practice you were really good. Did you mean Monday or Tuesday?
I have no idea what freaking day it is.
So,
okay, yesterday we were pretty damn good in practice. Okay.
Tuesday, thank you.
Tuesday.
Questions, please.
Does that mean today's Wednesday?
Yes, sir.
Since UAB guys, I haven't known if it was sun up, sun down, whether it was daylight or dark, or I just knew that I was not happy. And usually when the head coach is not happy, there's a lot of other people that suffer, and that's what happened.
Roy, what did you learn about your team tonight after Saturday?
Who knows? I mean, that you would have thought after the Louisville game I would have learned a lot then, and I learned that we could go to UAB and play poorly. But UAB really wanted it so much more than we did, and today Michigan State did not want it that much more than we did. And I think the want to is always something that has been extremely important to me. And you know, again, you can't tell in college basketball what's going to happen. I mean, I looked out there today at one time, I had 3 freshmen, a sophomore, and a junior on the court. And, you know, we don't have a seniors traveling with us, okay? And so it's, you got to understand kids are going to do some wacko things, and you hope you do enough good ones on game night.
Coach, can you talk about JP's day specifically? There was a point in the second half where he had a block. He got a loose ball and threw it to Appling, who was already out of bounds. He made a few shots. Talk about his night, his second half in particular.
I thought JP was really active, and I said on my radio show the other night, defensively he didn't play very well against UAB. Everybody thought he played well because he scored, but he didn't play very well defensively. Today I thought he did a lot of things that were really good. He rebounded the ball, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 6 for 10 from the floor. The biggest thing with him, he is so athletic. And when he's into the game mentally and being very cautious with his shot selection and being very cautious with the basketball and not turning it over, he can really help you in so many other ways. So we got to get him to focus on that. But, you know, again, it was a tie score, and Bryce scored twice in a row, and then JP scored 3 in a row. And I think those were big for us. I was a little concerned at the end. He had gotten his shoulders, had gotten hurt, he'd gotten elbowed in the head. You know, so I was going to keep him out there for a couple minutes to make sure he's all right. And the lineup that we had in was doing really well. And yet JP was one of our biggest cheerleaders over there on the bench at that time as well. I did not keep him out because of a free throw percentage. Now, we'll make substitutions like that, and I always have, but it's just when I took him out, the group that was in there was really doing very, very well, and he understood that. He was excited about our team.
Coach, has the team's mood and morale been as up and down as their play, or have they been more even killed?
Oh, it's probably been up and down, but kids, you know, bad things, they get rid of them in a half hour. You know, and coaches, we live with UAB for 72 hours or however long it is to the next game. And so 18, 19, 20-year-olds get rid of bad things a lot quicker. They enjoyed the Louisville game. They didn't enjoy the UAB game. I did not allow them to do it a lot of time, but I wasn't with them all the time. But you can't just depend on their emotions. You've got to keep pushing them to try to do it all the time.
Have you been a part of a team with this many wild swings, so drastic?
Oh, I have no idea. I'd have to, you know, I'm old. God almighty, guys. This is 26 years as a head coach. I couldn't go back and see. I have no idea. I know we've gotten killed a lot of times, and we've beaten the crap out of a lot of people too. So that was I'd hate to think it's been worse than this. So I'd hate to think it was worse than this.
Both this game and against Louisville, you jumped out to big leads early. Was that important to get guys the right mindset?
Well, you know, every part of the game is important. That really is. I mean, the other day everybody said, well, the first part of the second half against Louisville was important. I didn't think that at all. Today I thought the first part of the second half was important. I tried to see if we could keep their crowd a little bit out of it, kind of thing. At home, I just want to play for 40 minutes. So I've never been one of those guys to choose one part of the game. It's not. You know, we made some shots early in the game. Nate made a big shot. James Michael made 2 jump shots. You know, Marcus wasn't making anything in the first half. And so it was good to go in at half with Marcus Page with 2 points. I mean, that was important to us as well, because everybody thinks we're so one-dimensional that sometimes we have been. But the second half, you got to play every possession. I mean, I was mad at the end when we scored and didn't sprint back on defense, and it was 6 seconds to play. So it's just the way I am.